there, Toby. Hope you're having a great day today. It's your video lesson. Let's see here. Two things I want to talk about. I'll talk about those two things. And then, as usual, if you have questions, feel free to send them on over to me, and I'll be more than happy to answer. So let's get to it. So thanks for sending that video over, man. Way better. Way better. You're getting it. The things that need to happen are starting to happen. What I liked about it was that you had repetition of ideas. It wasn't you just kind of like just going off and like playing like just stream of consciousness style. I heard in there, and we can do more of it. I'm going to show you what to do today. But I really like the fact that you were playing like repetitive ideas. So if you, it's not the obviously it's not the line that you played, but like say something like this. Is a really good thing to do with this style of music. Repetition is your friend in this. We can talk about how we create repetition and vary that up as you kind of develop your solo, but that was a really good thing that you did. Another good thing that I liked about what you did was you're landing on the notes of C, the arpeggio. Actually, in a way, you kind of made it a bit more advanced than how I assigned it to you, which is totally fine if you're hearing those notes, but you were landing on the correct notes for the vast majority of the time. So you're landing on the correct things. And then you were thinking in terms of melody, not like how fast or how many notes can I play, but you were actually making a thoughtful melody rather than like, doing all that. Well, that has its place, right? I mean, there's times when you should do that. But in this solo, it might not call for that if you don't set that up in your developing of ideas. So those are all the things I liked about what you did. Next steps for this is I would spend more time on your target notes. So I think you actually just kind of left the home base a little bit too early. What I mean by that is this. So if I put the backtrack on, so if I do this line, right? So I want to hit that C right there. I do this. And see how I kind of left it like too soon? So I had an idea, and I really want that note to really hit home with whoever's listening, or myself for that matter. And just chill. Let that note ring. And it's okay to sit there for a second. Don't feel like you always gotta be doing something. If I do a little bit of a solo, and I let that note just ring. See, I'm not doing anything different than you did. Like, those are all things that like were in the world that you were building with your solo. I just happened to stay on that note for just a little bit longer and let it really ring out, so that way that period of that sentence really has time to kind of do its thing, right? If you leave that note too soon, you kind of lose the effect that you just set up. So that's what I would do, is spend a little bit more time on those target notes. Next thing is, I always see this a lot, is nervous vibrato. See, if I do give someone the long note, right? So if you play a line and go, and they do vibrato out of like, well, I got to be doing something, or I'm playing my guitar, I got to be actively moving around, right? No, and just let it sing. But for something to do in there is vibrato, and the vibrato should be, vibrato is a sound. Wah, 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 right? It's a singing vocal quality. And what I want my vibrato to do is match the tempo of the song. So I wouldn't want to do this. Right? That's what I call nervous vibrato. It's like, oh, I should be doing something. I'm just going to do fast vibratos. And if I do that with the backtrack, see, it doesn't fit the song. So what I'll do actually, I clap the beat along with the recording. And then I do what's called a subdivision. I clap 2 to 1. So this might be 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4. That's the speed of my vibrato. It's directly related to the tempo of the song. So bop, 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 bop. And I'll just pick a note to start with. Like any note will do, but I'll just pick, I don't know, this C right here. There's a difference between classical guitar vibrato and rock and roll guitar vibrato. Rock and roll vibrato is more of an up and down motion, and a little dab will do you. You don't need to be doing wide vibrato. I'm literally just taking that string and just kind of rocking it back and forth. So I'm taking my hand and kind of doing like this, like open a doorknob motion. So I'm not trying to do this, right? And the string is moving a little bit. And it should be, think of it this way, is that you have a line going down the center and you have like this like sine wave happening. The sine wave on either side of the note. So when I hit this here, that's like my zero, right? That's my zeroed out line. And then when I do my vibrato, when I bend the string down this way to do the upper vibrato, or to do the vibrato, I make sure I go a distance that's the same as when I go down here, it's the same. Right, so I go, let's see if this is better. There we go, that's better. That will actually match what I'm doing. So I make sure those peaks and valleys of my vibrato are pretty consistent. So I'm not doing wide down and then shallow. I'm doing this. Just a little dab. It's wah, 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 wah. Because the beat of the song is 1, 1, 2, 3, and 4, and whoa, 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 whoa. So I do this, whoa, 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 whoa. Whoa, whoa. Now let the note just die away. Okay. So I'm always hitting my line on one of those target notes like you were doing, and then just giving a slight vibrato. That way you are doing something and you're not sitting there with dead space, you're actually shaping a note in time with recording, right? So work on that for me. And then I kind of wrote this down, but it might be a bit too much for this, but I'll go ahead and I'll give you the first part of it anyway. What you want to do is you want to start bending notes into other notes. So like I said, I'll say this for next time because vibrato should keep you busy this week. But just to give you a preview of what I would do with this. If I play my box, and then this note right here is part of the chord. Like I said, I'll break this down more in person, giving you a preview. You can actually bend into vibrato. Right? Cool. So work on those things for me. Like I said, if you have questions, let me know. If not, I will see you on Tuesday. Take care.